We're now at 4:15 this afternoon on your Thursday, and I'm joined here in the Weather Center by meteorologist Freddy Vela, who is looking at the latest drought conditions out in the hill country. And Freddie, what's the effect that all that rainfall that we've had over these past few days, really 2 weeks, what effect has that had?
We've actually seen a decrease in drought conditions, not only within the hill country, but all across central Texas. So I went a little in depth here so that way we could actually see what's happening. And this is the best example I can show you right now. And you can actually see anything that's in yellow is actually what we call just dry or abnormally dry. It doesn't actually count within the drought conditions. It's a precursor essentially to drought conditions. And really the only drought that we have at this point is moderate or category 1. And that's for Hays County, for Travis County, and for Caldwell County as well, with everyone else now cleared off the board. And we have to go way further down into San Antonio to see extreme or exceptional at all. In fact, as we zoom out a bit more to see the rest of the state of Texas, essentially that extends all the way out to the Big Bend area where they're also within exceptional. So how much of Texas is still within some type of drought, D1 to D4? That's actually about 22% that we've actually seen. And in fact, as we look at some of the numbers, we went in depth here a bit more, and we actually saw that 3.6 million Texans are still in some type of drought. The total Texas population itself is about 31.3 million, and it's a huge change from just 3 months ago, where 59% of Texans were in some type of drought. In fact, we have to go all the way back to November 30th of 2021 to actually find the last time we were drought-free within central Texas. And while we're not there just yet, the next closest area we saw was in 2024, September of 2024. So that gives you an idea of how long we've been dealing with some type of drought. So this is the latest one compared to last week, and the really only big change that we're seeing is out towards Gillespie County, dropping out of that area. And then we take a look at 4 months ago. That is a massive change. Exceptional, pretty much dominated the hill country, and now we've seen the hill country all cleared out. So very interesting to see as far as the changes and what we've seen there overall. All right, let's talk about what's happening with weather at this point. Again, we've been talking about what we've been experiencing right now, that heat returning once again. We're at 95 degrees right now. Could we actually make it to 96 or 97 within the next hour? It looks like we may not reach it, but 95 is still pretty warm outside. We've been seeing humid conditions as well. Bastrop at 95, Marble Falls at 94, Gillespie County currently sitting at about 90 degrees. Most of the clouds that are coming in, this is all tropical moisture that flows in once again. Nothing like what we saw with the remnants of Barry that floated up through Mexico and into Texas. This is a failed storm that didn't develop, and in fact, it doesn't look like it's going to develop whatsoever. Still out in the northern part of the Gulf, essentially, kind of skirting around Louisiana. Not really going to develop. In fact, I'll show you some of the latest numbers a little while from now to show you how even the National Hurricane Center says it's a dud, not going to happen. 95 degrees for tomorrow as well, which is pretty much where we're at right now. So if you're enjoying what the conditions are right now, we'll see the same thing for tomorrow. Temperatures expected to stay around 95 from Friday into Saturday. We start to move back up as we get out towards Sunday into Monday and into Tuesday, where that's where we start to flirt with hitting triple digits once again. 99 by Tuesday, 99 by Wednesday. It's this warming trend that we expect to continue overall. And also drier, as we have Saharan dust that's coming in. That's also drying out the atmosphere, not allowing for a lot of storms to develop. And that's why, as that tropical disturbance essentially starts to skirt the coast, as it runs into all the Saharan dust, it's just a killer for any type of storm that tries to develop or at least hold on to anything. We look at your HRRR model at this point, and you can see, other than some clouds coming in and some rainfall to the east of us, I don't expect very much whatsoever. Some of those showers could actually make their way on in for Friday, which is why Friday we're giving it about a 10% chance of rain. And then even for Saturday, as that storm tries to make its way on through. So Saturday I did bump up at least to about 20%. But then I killed it off after that. We're expecting for dry conditions to essentially take hold from Sunday into Monday, Tuesday, and into Wednesday. This is a wider look at that storm as we get into Friday. Again, it's kind of influenced by the sea breeze that comes in with so much Saharan dust in the area. That just kind of knocks it off. And you'll even see how it really falls apart as it moves on land, because it needs the energy, which would be from the water. Without any of that warm tropical moisture flowing in, that'll just kill off the storm as it tries to make its way through. We get out towards Saturday, maybe a couple of showers that'll come in. I have a better chance of seeing any type of showers develop on Saturday than on Friday itself. But even as that weak tropical disturbance tries to move through, yeah, it just falls apart. By Sunday, it's all done. We'll get a few clouds out there and it's pretty much over with. So 95 for Friday, 95 for Saturday, keeping that 20% chance. May lower that as we get into tomorrow, but I'll keep an eye on it. And we're back up once again. And then we get into a dry, warm pattern over next week. All right, folks, keep it here. We have more coming up after the break.